you ever notice how some men walk into a bedroom with all the confidence in the world, while others step in with hesitation, unsure of what to do, hoping she'll be satisfied just by the basics? Let me tell you something right now. Women talk, women share, and women keep secrets that most men will never be brave enough to unlock. And one of those secrets is this: there are certain positions, certain hidden ways of moving with her body that she craves but rarely asks for. Not because she doesn't want it, but because most men never even think to try. That's where you have the chance to stand out. That's where you step into a league that separates you from every other man she's been with. Because once you show her that you know how to touch her, hold her, move with her in ways she secretly dreams about, she won't just remember you, she'll crave you. Now, let's be real. Most guys play it safe, missionary doggy, maybe cowgirl if they're feeling adventurous. And sure, those can be great, but women get bored faster than you think. The body wants new experiences, the mind wants mystery, and the heart wants to feel desired in a way that breaks routine. If you give her that, you give her something unforgettable. And that's what this is about. Not just sex. Not just pleasure, but unforgettable experiences that turn you into the man she can't stop thinking about. So let's dive into the first secret, and I want you to picture it clearly. It's not about being rough or complicated. It's about angle control and the psychology of anticipation. Most men underestimate the power of changing just a small thing in a position. The first one is what I call the elevated embrace. It's simple, but almost no men try it. Instead of keeping her flat, you lift her hips with a pillow or your hands, creating just the right angle that makes her feel every inch of you deeper, stronger, more intense. To her, it's not just physical, it's emotional, because you're taking control of her pleasure. You're saying, without words, I know what you need even when you don't ask. And believe me, that's a language women understand better than any dirty talk. Think about it. She's used to the same flat rhythm, the same repeated moves, the same comfort zone. But when you adjust her, guide her body into something new, she feels seen, she feels wanted, she feels like you're not just there for yourself, but for the fire between you. That's the kind of detail that separates a man who simply has sex from a man who creates an experience. And I promise you this, once you introduce her to the elevated embrace, she'll be wondering why no one before you thought of it. And you'll know the answer. It's because they weren't you. But let me ask you, do you think this is just about the physical side? No. This is about energy. Women respond to energy. They can feel hesitation, they can feel doubt, and they can feel dominance without a word. When you step in with certainty, when you guide her confidently into something she didn't expect, her body surrenders and her mind follows. That's why the second position, one almost no man dares to try, is so powerful. It's called the Arge of the Bed command. And it's exactly what it sounds like. You place her right on the edge of the bed, legs wrapped around you, her body leaning back, yours standing strong. Why is this so powerful? Because it changes the dynamic completely. She's exposed, vulnerable, yet safe in your grasp. You're standing tall, holding her, controlling the rhythm. That mix of vulnerability and dominance triggers something deep inside her. It makes her feel alive, desired, and completely at your mercy. Most men shy away from this because they think it looks awkward or they're not sure how to maintain it. But let me tell you, when you own it, when you lock her eyes, hold her firmly, and move with purpose, she won't care about how it looks. She'll only care about how it feels. And what she'll feel is intensity. She'll feel like she's the only woman in the world in that moment. And that's exactly the kind of moment she'll replay in her mind long after you've left. Now here's where it gets interesting. You see, women are multi-layered. They don't just crave variety for the sake of variety. They crave experiences that make them feel different emotions. Sometimes they want to feel cherished. Sometimes they want to feel dominated. Sometimes they want to feel wild. And sometimes they want to feel all of it in the same night. That's the beauty of unlocking these secret positions. Each one taps into a different side of her. And when you give her that, you don't just become a lover, you become a fantasy. But let me pull you in a little deeper, because what really sets you apart is not just trying these positions, but the way you carry yourself through them. Do you hesitate? Do you fumble? Or do you step in with full confidence, guiding her, whispering in her ear, making her feel like she's exactly where she should be? That's the difference between average and unforgettable. And that's why when you try something like the edge of the bed command, you don't ask timidly, do you want to try this? No. You guide her into it. You make her feel safe. And then you show her why she'll never forget it. Now, I know what you're thinking. This sounds powerful, but what if she's not into it? Here's the truth: women want to be surprised. They want to be led. They want a man who can take initiative without losing sensitivity. And that's what you're learning right here. By trying what most men never think of, you're giving her the gift of novelty, the thrill of the unknown, and the deep satisfaction of being desired in ways she didn't even know she wanted. Imagine this. She's lying there afterward, catching her breath, looking at you differently. Not just as another man she's been with, but as someone who awakens something in her. That's the look you want. That's the memory you want her to hold. And that's what happens when you step beyond the usual and step into the secrets she craves. And let me tell you something else. Once you've shown her even one or two of these hidden gems, she's going to open up more. She's going to trust you with her body in ways she never has before. She's going to feel comfortable asking for things because you've already proven you're not like the others. And that's when intimacy hits a whole new level. That's when sex stops being just physical and becomes a bond. I'll stop you here, though, because I don't want to give it all away in one flow. What you've just heard is only the beginning. Two of the positions, two of the secrets, but there are more. Each one unlocking a new side of her, each one building the tension higher, each one making her see you as the man who knows what others don't. And when I take you through the rest, you'll understand why these are the 5 keys to unforgettable nights, the kind of nights she'll replay again and again in her mind. But before we continue, here's your challenge. Don't just listen. Don't just nod along. Try it. Step into the bedroom with intention, guide her with confidence, and watch how quickly the energy changes. Watch how her eyes widen, how her breath quickens, how her body responds in ways you never imagined. That's the proof. That's the reward. And that's what makes you unforgettable. And in part 2, I'm going to take you even deeper. I'll reveal the rest of the positions, the ones most men never even think of, and I'll show you exactly how they tap into the deepest parts of her desire. You think she's satisfied now? Wait until you show her these. This is where the real magic happens. Stay tuned, because part 2 is where the unforgettable becomes unstoppable. You've already seen the difference just 2 small changes can make, haven't you? The elevated embrace that takes her deeper, the edge of the bed command that flips the power dynamic completely. But here's the truth. Those were just the warm up. Those were the appetizer before the main course. And if you think she was left breathless with that, just wait until you show her what else you've been keeping in your back pocket. Because the next positions, they don't just change her body. They change her mind. They change the way she looks at you. They make her realize she's not with just another man. She's with someone who knows how to unlock her in ways she didn't even know she was waiting for. See, when most men stop, you keep going. That's the secret. You don't just give her the same rhythm on repeat. You give her layers, variety, contrast. One moment soft and tender, the next commanding and raw. That back and forth is what keeps her guessing, what keeps her hooked, what keeps her addicted. And that's why the third secret position is so powerful. I call it the mirror tease. Almost no man thinks of this, but when you do it, it flips her experience completely. Here's what you do: place her in front of a mirror, standing, kneeling, or leaning against it. It doesn't matter which way, as long as she can see herself with you. Why? Because this position isn't just physical, it's psychological. She sees herself surrendering, she sees your body with hers, and that visual alone drives her crazy. Women are deeply visual when it comes to desire, and when you make her watch herself being taken, it unlocks a raw, primal side of her she may not even know existed. Now, here's the trick. You don't just throw her in front of the mirror and go. No. You play with it. You make her hold your gaze through the reflection. You let her see your confidence, your hunger, your control. That eye contact in the mirror. It's electric. It creates a loop of desire where she's not just feeling you, she's watching herself want you. And that intensity, that combination of vulnerability and exhibition, is something most men will never give her, but you will. And let me tell you what happens after that. She feels alive. She feels bold. She feels like she's stepping into a fantasy, the kind she only read about or maybe whispered to her girlfriends. But with you, it's real. And once you've made her taste that reality, she's never going back. Now, let's move into the fourth position, because this one is all about connection. If the mirror tease is about psychology, this one is about closeness, intimacy, passion. I call it the lap throne. You sit down, strong and steady, and you bring her on top of you, facing you. Sounds simple, right? But here's the difference. You don't just let her ride. You hold her, you guide her, you set the pace. And while you're doing it, you're kissing her, whispering to her, locking her in with your presence. This isn't just sex. It's a takeover of her senses. She feels you inside her. She feels your hands gripping her. She hears your breath. She tastes your mouth. Every sense is overwhelmed, and that's why this one makes her melt. Most men think cowgirl is about letting her do the work. Wrong. When you flip it into the lap throne, you're still in control, but you're also giving her closeness she can't resist. You're telling her without words, I'm not just inside your body. I'm inside your mind. And trust me, when you give her that kind of intimacy, she won't just remember you, she'll need you. Because it's rare. It's rare to find a man who can be both dominant and deeply connected at the same time. Most men can't balance the two, but you will. Now let's take it to the final one, the fifth secret, the one that ties it all together. Because by now she's experienced depth, vulnerability, psychology, intimacy. So what's left? Freedom. The feeling of being completely unleashed. And that's why the last position is what I call the standing lift. Yes, it takes strength. Yes, it takes confidence. But when you pull it off, she will never forget it. You hold her in your arms, you take her against the wall, you make her feel weightless, like she's completely surrendered to you. And that, my friend, is intoxicating to a woman, because it's not just sex, it's trust. She's trusting you with her body, with her safety, with her pleasure. And when you show her that you can carry her, control her, and still give her everything she craves, that trust turns into desire like you've never seen. Think about it. She's elevated, wrapped around you, her breath in your ear, your hands gripping her tightly. She's not in control, you are. And yet, in that moment, she feels safer than ever. That mix of danger and security is addictive. And once she's felt it, she'll chase it again and again with you and only you. Now, let's be real. Not every man can pull this off. It takes strength, stamina, confidence. But that's exactly why it's so powerful. Because most men never try. Most men stay in the comfort zone. And that's why you stand out. That's why you become unforgettable. So let's recap, not with details, but with energy. The elevated embrace makes her feel deeper. The edge of the bed command gives her intensity. The mirror tease unlocks her psychology. The lap throne overwhelms her senses. And the standing lift, that one seals the deal. 5 positions, 5 secrets, 5 ways to turn an ordinary night into a memory that burns in her mind forever. But let me tell you this, the positions are nothing without you.